Hi, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Dr. Cammy Goes Keto, where I am transitioning from the standard American diet to basically a mainly carnivore diet and sometimes keto diet with a little bit of fruit in there and a little bit of dairy and rarely some vegetables. But I just wanted to catch up with you and share that this is my first video that I'm doing on my own since Karen left, and our previous channel, which we have lots of subscribers that signed on from there. So thank you so much. And thank you for your continued love and support. And I've been doing some videos with Mike Collins, the sugar-free man, and that's been going really well. And I just miss Karen. I miss my friend Karen, but we had some parting of the ways and some different philosophies that we had about things that were kind of foundational in what we value. So here I am, and I am here to report that I am back on a carnivore diet. I went for 3 weeks with trying to do 3 things on my plate. I was avoiding sugar and avoiding flour, and I could not handle eating so much dairy, so many vegetables, and so much fruit. It made my body hurt and made my body inflamed. It made me sleep poorly. It made me gain probably 8 to 10 pounds. I don't know, because I haven't been to weigh in with Jeff because he's been busy with some health issues. And so I've taken a break from the scale. But I definitely feel bigger. My clothes are bigger. My clothes are smaller and my body's bigger. So I wanted to share with you that. And I wanted to let you know that I'll continue on my journey with my food plan. I am keeping a food plan that I'm writing before I eat my food for the most part, planning that the night before, writing it down, and then counting my carbs and paying attention to my carbs. So today I ate somewhere between 16 and 20 carbs, which was great. I had steak and bacon with some blue cheese crumbles on the steak for dinner. And then for breakfast, I had some deli meat, chicken deli meat with a cheese spread on it. And I did have a rice cake with some peanut butter. I'm trying to work that out of there, but rice cakes are really no nutritional value, but they're crunchy and they're 7 carbs. So I'm dealing with that. So I wanted to talk today and spend just a few minutes talking about something that I think I put this on a previous video, which was an interview of Joe Dispenza by Lewis Howes, Howes, which was entitled How to Reprogram Your Mind, How to Transcend Reality and Create Your Dream Life. And I listened to the video again and I really enjoyed it. And I want to give you some takeaway points, some like affirmations, and then talk a little bit about maybe putting those in the form of a question instead of an affirmation. So I'm just going to go through these and give you little affirmations that I took away from this video with Joe Dispenza talking about how to transcend reality and create your dream life. Okay, here we go. I am powerful. I am the creator of my life. I live in belief. My belief in myself must be earned. I believe in my future. I create my positive and great emotions. I believe my story of success. And then he talked about how your personality is how you think, feel, and react. My personality creates my personal reality. Let me say that again. My personality, which represents me, creates my personal reality, which is my life. If you change your personality, you can change your personal reality. So you need to change how you think, how you feel, and how you react. I eliminate victimization. I minimize my defaults to the past. So much of the time we spend defaulting to our past stories and our past history and living in an area of victimization. And I don't want to do that anymore. I think and act and feel like a wealthy person. I live in the realm of creation. I have given up my feeling of lack. I meditate to change. I am living, not waiting for my dreams. I believe in myself. My lack teaches me about my vision of my future. And so that means that if you are living in an area of lack and victimization, like I don't have this, or I don't have what I want, or I don't feel this way about myself, or I have these negative thoughts, those things, when they get bad enough and drive you crazy enough, will be your motivation to go about having a new vision for your future. Another thing is that we want our behaviors to match our intentions. We want our actions to equal our thoughts, and we want them to be positive. We want our mind and body working together. So we want all of those three things going on at once. Something that you really need to do to be successful in the future and have the life that you want is you need to tell yourself, I marry my heart with my vision of the future. It has to come from the heart. It has to be something that really speaks to you, and it has to be something that you're willing to work for and to earn. The signal of my intention is strong. I am the creator of my life. I live in abundance and presence. I have more than I need. I make the time to see and remember my vision. I face adversity in the midst of change. I earn my freedom and greatness and show up even when I don't feel like it. Like in the taping of this video session tonight, I wanted to watch preseason football, and hopefully I'll finish and get to do that later. But I'm doing even when I don't feel like it, I'm sharing with you. I overcome fear and step into the unknown. I believe in myself. I have many positive thoughts. I create the reality of my future. I am changing with energy and awareness. I remember my future often, and I am in love with it. My life is rich in gratitude as I receive my great future. Now, one of the things that Joe Dispenza talked about was how you say and live into these thoughts. And if you do this for 7 days consistently, you will change your biology of your body. It actually changes at a chemical level. It changes at a molecular level. It changes at a cellular level. And they've done studies and researched and measured this and found that to be true. So you really do have to be speaking and being positive in your life, even when you don't feel like doing it. The other thing that I think was really important through another video that I watched from somebody, I'll put the links at the end of this video, that was called mindvalley.com. Unfortunately, I didn't catch the name of this gentleman, who was talking about how you don't really want to say positive affirmations in the morning or throughout your day. You want to try to make them in the form of questions, and you want to ask why. And so, like, one of the questions I'm going to be asking myself as I live into my new future on my carnivore diet after my lovely experimentation, trying it other ways, is, why do I have a fit and healthy body that looks like an athlete? Why do I have the fit body of an athlete? And so instead of saying I have the fit body of an athlete, you ask yourself the question, why? And what that does is that opens up your subconscious to kind of explore and be curious about that and question it and change your behaviors, right? The reason why I have the body of an athlete is because I'm eating a healthy carnivore diet. I'm doing my exercise. I'm getting my sleep. I'm doing those things that I need to do to get myself there. Another question is, why do I have an abundance of money? Instead of, one of the things I said back previously about how I am wealthy and have money, ask yourself, why do you have the money? And that's going to cause you to think about how you got there. How did you get that money there? So those are some things to think about. And I really do understand about this living into the future and having a different way of being, because when I decided I wanted to be a doctor, I lived into that future. And I know that I've talked about this on the channel before. And I sent myself through all of my schooling. I took care of the people I was living with in order to get myself through college. I got scholarships. I got an out of state scholarship for medical school and was able to get myself through all of my training on my own with a lot of debt, which I paid off. But I was living into that future as I was going through everything in my life. And then every action and behavior that I had matched my intention. So when I wanted to watch Sunday football and watch Joe Montana and Jerry Rice and the 49ers, very often I would choose not to do that because my intention was to become a doctor. And in order to become this doctor, I needed to study, I needed to get A's, I needed to get into medical school. And so my intentions were matching my actions and my behaviors, and my actions were matching my thought. And the thought that I had, was me walking across that stage and getting that diploma and shaking somebody's hand. And that did come true. So I hope that this helps you motivate yourself to have some positive thoughts and some positive thinking. I know that when I live in this language and I say these things to myself throughout the day, it helps me to have a better life and a better opportunity and a better chance toward really living the life of my dreams. Oh, have a great day, everybody, and we'll see you next time. Tune in next time where I'm going to be talking about what my dream is and what my vision is, a little bit more about that. All right, take care, everybody. Bye.